Hi Taurus, welcome into your weekly read for the week of July 31st to the 6th of August 2023. I hope all is well. Do bear with my lack of voice, but we're going to begin and pull from the Sacred Light Oracle deck, and then we'll see where the reading takes us. For Taurus for this upcoming week. Flopping out, we have the Golden Light Ray. Beautiful. Love and laughter, receiving and giving gifts and passionate projects. I'm getting right off the bat, the gift aspect of this card is speaking upon, at least in one way, attention. When you give attention to somebody throughout the week, and I want to say different people at different moments, it feels good to people. They like to be acknowledged, paid attention to, a sense of you being drawn to certain people at certain moments throughout the week to lift them up, to lighten their energy, to make them smile, all right, and potentially to make them laugh. I feel like you're needed in certain ways, and that's just one of which. There's a sense of this week being a reminder of your true importance and how you truly help people by just being you. Now, the fact that I just stuttered means the week entails certain slip-ups, certain difficulties, but it feels like those moments when you are reminded of your worth, your value, and again, being needed and how you help people in ways that you mean to and other ways that you don't mean to. It just feels like that will stand out. Does that make sense? As they're showing certain blocks being more stood out than others, okay? Closer to you. It just feels like the week has negatives and positives, but it's up to you to make the best out of certain negatives and or discard them and allow for the positives, like how you're helping people and how you're thriving in certain ways and succeeding and making headway, progress to outshine the rest, okay? And when you laugh, it feels really damn good. It's a week where you're getting that release and you need to acknowledge that that's necessary, because I do sense that you are going through more than meets the eye. I feel like you're needing to replenish, heal. Libra got that to an extent. The number 7 coming into play. The number 7, I really do want to advise you, as I did mention the lack of voice in the beginning of your reading, to make sure you're drinking enough water. It's going to be so essential for you. If you're feeling low in energy, sure, there are other ways like caffeine and whatnot to, they're saying in sleep, to make sure you're feeling more energized. But don't be surprised when, say you get a headache or you're feeling dehydrated, lack of energy. You drink some water and you feel 10 times better, okay? But let's pull one or two more. Divine creation, acceptance, personal commitments, and euphoria. Look at this. There's a highlight this week on the fact that you're dancing with life, all right? You may be a little bit showy at certain points. There's a vibe about you where you do show off at certain points, but it's not overwhelming. It's not too much. It's not a force. I'm being shown me, for example, and I have Taurus in my chart, sort of flowing and being a bit showy, but just kind of being sort of angelic in the process, in the act of which. And that is part of the way your energy is this week. Although I do see your energy fluctuating, changing, for the better and for the worse at certain points. Factors like, say, your empathic ability, spirituality, a situation, how it's run or just is, stuff like that could be playing into that. But if you find that your habits or just your own way of being is adjusting your energy negatively, then let's reel it in and regain that control over it, okay? Because we need you to be feeling top-notch energy-wise. You owe it to yourself. A team effort. There's a focus on teamwork. And I do feel like as well co-creating is coming into play as far as you and spirit making things happen, whether you are actively doing this or not. It kind of feels like a natural process at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if, again, you're feeling quite angelic and like a leader, a guider, someone to assist in certain ways throughout the week. But liberation, when you release something that's weighing you down, energy-wise, habit-wise, I want to say a moment that was heavy, it feels liberating. When you leave your workday, it feels liberating, stuff like that. When a situation feels heavy in energy and you step away, say at home or something, or even say a store, for example, that feels liberating. We need you to be staying aware as to how that feels. It may even be a reminder why something's temporary and or why you desire a change moving forward. But coming full circle, there's something about that throughout the week. Okay, certain moments you're going to have to stop, catch your breath, and then proceed. That's the vibe for Taurus for this upcoming week to continue. Also, eye contact. Something about eye contact and lack thereof, which being very noticeable and purposeful throughout the week. You may feel like somebody can see into your soul when you make eye contact, and it might feel a little bit uncomfortable. But the Ten of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles, thinking about making money, new money, all right? The opportunity throughout the week to increase things. I'm hearing earning power. But yeah, there's abundance. There's opportunity. There's a chance to get ahead a bit more. It may not be all that you desire and need, but it's, steps in the right direction. But look at this, the Ten of Wands. Because again, I just feel like there's going to be heavy energy you need to release. At times feeling like there's a weight on your shoulders, your back, that's not meant for you or just is, and you have to cope with and deal with it. You might, again, be reminded why things need to be feeling lighter, different in the future. And so let's make progress in regards to shifting towards that detour or just that new situation, all right? I'm getting a very hermit mode vibe here with this torch. All I heard when I looked at it was light the way for yourself. And again, for some, for others as well, but there's a huge focus on you guiding yourself towards what's meant for you more so, what you're more so aligned with and meant to make successful moving forward at a certain point. But I do sense that when you water something of importance, when you put a necessary effort and you succeed, there's celebration. There's also a connection to your work. There's a connection to a hobby, something of the sort of project, a connection to other souls and how they care about you, like you, and vibe with you all the meanwhile. This week reminds you when you actually put effort into something, whether you have the energy or not, whether you're in the mood or not, it still works out in your favor and leaves you with more than one reason to celebrate, and progression taking place all the meanwhile. I also feel like it's a week where you're doing a lot of speaking. Don't overshare. Bite your tongue, my friend. Bite your tongue. You will regret it if you overshare. And you might be reminded of a moment recently, or even rewinding a bit further back for some, where you said something and it wasn't even potentially oversharing. It might have been, but it was too much. It wasn't needed, and it didn't do you any justice afterwards. All right. Less is more. That's a reminder on a multitude of levels. Reminds me of me in these readings, although I really am not in control of that to an extent. But for Taurus, I really would watch the Libra reading if I were you. Two of Cups, the way you bond with people once again, the way you connect with people, the two different sides of you coming into play. I want to say they came up in Leos, but I do feel as if your mind and how that connects and relates to other people is going to be quite relevant throughout the week. Your inner child might come out to play is what I'm getting. The Six of Swords in reverse, because I truly feel like it's a week where you can't leave a situation behind just yet. And Spirit's saying, well, when the time is right, the time is simply going to be right. I also feel like you're being reminded, whether it's due to highlighting of the past, thinking about it, popping up in memories, dreams, stuff like that. It could be more in regards to what you're trying to go after, make happen, even thoughts of the future. When something's right for you, when something's meant to be, you don't need to force it. I mean, you're a Taurus, right? When something feels too difficult to get off the ground or to make happen, to fulfill, it may not be the right time. Or it simply is just not right for you and you haven't seen that clearly just yet, okay? It reminds me of me trying to gain a serving job over the last few months since I started searching for it again here in Florida. And when I came across this specific position that I've been working at for a month, It just came to be so damn quickly. I was hired on the spot. They said within 3 days of training, we'll get you onto the floor to start serving. Do you know what I'm saying? It just happened easily. Sure, in some cases, it's not going to be that quick and that easy, but it shouldn't feel like a tug of war with that situation with the universe in order to see it come to be. I feel like that's really speaking upon, for some currently, but your bright future. Just because something ends doesn't mean it can't come back to be, but should it? The Page of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Lovers, it feels as if a stressful choice from your past is being reminded to you. Something you chose for your current day situation that may not feel 100% lacking in stress or difficulty, but nothing you can't handle if you so choose to overcome it or cope with it. But I feel like people love your energy, but within you're feeling a bit stressed, a bit, they're saying broken. It reminds me of how I hurt my knee recently. You may just need to heal. But I do feel as if for some, you need to remind yourself why you began something, why you want something, maybe both. But I do feel like either way, you're thinking about a passionate new beginning for the future. And I really feel like this week shows you true strength that lies within, even when you're not feeling it 100% or at all. But I really feel the need to rewind back to this card before we wrap it up. I really feel like you're being reminded throughout the week, shown true evidence on a multitude of levels and different moments that you're a golden ray of light, my friend. And you're needed, you're wanted, you're loved, you're liked, even in certain cases. And I really feel like it's a week where this feels so damn good. And I wouldn't be surprised if you experience this more and more moving forward. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your week, Taurus, and I'll definitely see you next time.